enjoy this beginning bit behind the scenes. There we go. And then let's let people in. Oh, no, it should be up. Oh, yes. Hello.
Right, children, I need your iPads quiet.
So hopefully the screen is up that's telling us, everyone, that we're on cameras and we're recording this session so that if people can't make it to the meeting, whether they, for whatever reason, whether they're going to another year group or because they can't be bothered, or because they're at work or what have you, these are being recorded. So can we ask that for now you put your mics on mute and you turn your webcams off so the screen is the main focus. I'll blather on for a bit just to let other people join. But yeah, we are being recorded. Look at that, within seconds. They're all look at that. Behaved. God, we were expecting this from the children now. Okay, right. And no one said that screen hasn't come up, so that should be being shared beautifully. Excellent. Okay. When we're doing the presentation, we can't see you guys and there's only us here. So unless it's a super emergency question, in which case, of course, come onto microphones and tell us. Otherwise, if we can save them all up to the end, that will be helpful all round. What I might do is just make that screen smaller so then we should be able to see people joining. There we go. Lovely. Right. Okay. We'll go on to the next slide. Oh, let's do that. Let's do it properly. Hang on. God, it's been a while. Okay, so now that should say Embrook Junior School, Year 4 curriculum evening for everyone. No one has come onto microphones really quickly to say it hasn't. I can't see the participation, so we won't do that. We'll just do it like this. Okay, sorry, right, so we're taking turns.
Yeah, so we've got a new teaching team this term. Myself and Mr. Fox remaining the same, but we've got different TAs. We've got Mrs. Hawkins, Mrs. Edwards, who've come up from Year 3, and Mr. Sharma, who's new to the school. The PPA cover is Mr. Fisher, as usual, doing the PE and PA, and Mrs. Hawkins is going to be helping out with that job as well. Taking the class while myself and Mr. Fox are having some planning time together and a bit of admin time as well.
Yeah, and those days that's Tuesday, so you'd have seen yesterday that we went outside dropping people off. It's also worth highlighting as well that Mrs. Edwards is our wellbeing and nurture lead at school, so her time will be split between sort of Year 4 and where her needs are in other places as well. So we might not see Mrs. Edwards as much as we see Mrs. Sharma and Mrs. Hawkins, but she's still there.
Yeah, you might see her popping up in other places around the school with other children if you've got children in other year groups.
Yeah. She's a busy lady, so yeah. Lovely. Right. Timetable. This is mine, but it's basic. The only thing that's different is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and it's actually 3 of the days, Mr. Fox. Basically, all the lessons are the same, but we can't both do PE at the same time. So when it says PE for me, Mrs. Tinson has music and library time, and when it says that's on a Tuesday, and it's the other way around for me. And so on Wednesday, it's PE for me, whilst Mrs. Tinson does BSL and spelling and RE, and then we do a swap. And again, we've only got one ICT room, so when I'm doing ICT, Mrs. Tinson's doing learning journey, etc., etc. So all the lessons are exactly the same, but not necessarily in the same order. As you can see, maths once a day as you expect, writing once a day as you can expect, spelling sessions 3 times a week. We've got mop-ups for maths to try and address any issues as we go along. We've got reading every day, 2 assemblies a week, 2 big sessions of learning journey a week, double PE a week. I mean, I know that's tiny and you probably can't read it, but it's there and it's all lovely different colours for each thing. So
it's Tuesday and Wednesday. The children are coming in their PE kit.
Yes, absolutely, which I think everyone did this week. Yes. So well remembered, well done.
Well done, parents.
Good job, you guys.
Okay, just important medical information. Just to remind you, we are a nut-free school and we're very strict on this. We're trying to make sure that all of our pupils are safe. So no nuts in their packed lunches in case anyone has an allergy, because there are a few children with allergies in the school. So medication. So thinking about your own child now, please make sure that their medication comes into the office and that you've filled out the form so we have all the details needed so we can can provide your child with that medication. If we don't fill in the form, we can't administer it. And make sure the medication is in date. Yeah, keep it up to date. Get down to the doctors and get new ones when the date runs out.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, office is the key thing. Don't come into us with it if it goes through the office, because they'll have all the various forms and cupboards and goodness knows what as well. So they need to make a record of it. And just in case one of us isn't in that day, you know, that's why everything going through the office first. It's not us getting out of it. I promise. It's better.
We keep the medical bags in the classroom,
yes,
so that we can administer them directly if there's a problem. I doubt if there will be, but they're there, ready.
Right. Every now and then I've paused because I'm letting someone in and then I have to change slides. So if you see me doing that, that's why. Lovely. Cool. Done. Equipment. So water bottles is pretty much the only thing you have to bring in, especially on a day like today. Labels, please, because they're all swear blind at the end of lunch or break that they've got theirs, and then they're looking their hands and they haven't got it. So yeah, labels on everything, let's face it. We don't need pencil cases in school. We provide everything. They've all got their packs given out, so no need to bring anything in. And again, whilst you know we're in a little bit better place COVID-wise, it's just stopping that transfer in and out of in between house and school as best as possible. So literally everything they need for school is given in school.
Children seemed to enjoy it last year, didn't they?
Absolutely, and it's that little bit of responsibility as well. If you need a pencil in your pencil case, and if you've lost it, you need to find another one or find it. So yeah, it's all building up for that independence, all the foundations that were started in 3 and carrying on up to 6. Snacks at break times, it's your choice. It's 5 things that we ask. It's either fruits or cheese or breadsticks or rice cakes or vegetables, so celery sticks or peppers. Peppers technically a fruit, Miss Fox. Celery sticks. Yeah, something like that. That's nice. If you want to bring in hand sanitizer, you can. But again, we have all that in class. When they've gone outside, when they come back in again, we do gel and hands and washing hands beginning and end of the day. We're still wiping down desks and chairs at the end of the day. We're in a better place, but we're still keeping up that cleanliness and better safe than sorry and all of that. But pretty much everything is provided by school. So water bottle with a label in. Hat on a day like today, again, just label everything. Label everything.
I saw some children coming in with sun cream.
Yeah, absolutely. Today, brilliant today. And yes, very good choice today.
So PE, as we've said, is twice a week. It's on the timetable, Tuesday and Wednesday. Mr. Fisher takes them on a Tuesday, and myself and Mr. Fox have got our PPA time. But Wednesday, the class teacher takes them. Girls will need to take out their earrings, and you are expected to provide your own tape. So at the moment we're indoors, so indoor clothing is needed. But later on in the year, we may be taking them outside, and we will let them know. Oh, actually.
Well, that's with us. So Mr. Fisher's always outside, but we're inside. But come summer, although to be honest, like a day like today, we could have been outside today. But so we tend to be indoors. Tuesday,
come prepared for your child to be outside. So make sure they've got a sweatshirt, but myself and Mr. Fox will be inside. And then come in wearing their PE kit for that day. But do make sure they're named.
Just in case.
Just in case. You don't want to lose those expensive kits.
I think the lost property cupboard's already 2 boxes full already, and we're on day 5. So yeah, names on everything, please. Lovely. So learning journey, it's exactly the same as year 3, and hopefully a year into it, and I know some of you have got older siblings as well, so you sort of know the system, but covering the bases. Our curriculum, we do half-termly topics, and that sort of covers anything that's not set English and maths. Obviously there'll still be some reading in English and some math skills in learning journeys, but mainly this is where we teach our history, our geography, our art, our music, our science, our DT. That's learning journeys. So for this term, what we're doing at the moment, it's I Am Warrior, which is basically Romans. That's largely a historical learning journey. Obviously there's a little bit of geography in there as well, a little bit of art. We will do some bespoke science just to make sure it's in. I can't think what is this term off the top of my head. It's on the curriculum. I'll know it when I'm teaching it. But yeah, it's difficult to sort of crowbar in lights with the Romans because they didn't really have the light bulbs. So there will be some bespoke lessons, but on the whole, everything's Roman and Roman base. And then after half term, it's playlists and music, and that will link to our Year 4 production, the Christmas production, which we might actually get a live audience. So yeah, you might get that this year. We filmed it all last year and put it all on Teams, and that worked pretty well. But hopefully, we'll actually get some real people in.
Get some people in the hall.
Absolutely, yes. It's forgetting how to do these things, remembering how to do them again. So yeah, that's learning journey.
Home learning. Okay, the things we expect the children to do at home are their TT Rockstars, the same as in Year 3, to ensure they're practicing their times tables. And the better they get at these, the easier they will find their maths lessons. We will have a government test at the end of the year. Year 4 is the year where the government expects to do a check of how well children of this age are getting on across the country. We've used our star reader test to find out the children's reading age and their reading range, and we've spent some time making sure that we've given them the right reading age, the right reading range, and the right book for this week. And so they'll be coming home with your child every day, but we would like them returned the following morning. So if we do reading in school or one-to-one reading with a TA perhaps, they've got the book they've been reading. You can fill in your reading records. These will be coming home as soon as they're in school. We've had a problem with the order this time round, but as soon as you get your reading records, you can jot down what your child has read at home, and we'll be dipping into these and trying to identify whether children have been reading at home or not, because it's really, really important. We can't really stress how important it is for children to read at home, as I'm sure you know. They'll also be getting spellings. We're doing this slightly differently this year. There are new spelling lists that will come out each term. They're much, much shorter than what children were previously, parents were previously expected to work on. So we hope you enjoy doing these, and we'll be having some little quizzes weekly in school. But there will be an email coming out with much more details about this. So you can be clear about what's happening. The grammar will be going home each week, and the children really enjoyed this last term, and it was really beneficial. They certainly improved on their grammar in school. So it'll be one activity a week. So please, just to note, can parents not allow children to rush through and do extra pages, because we're just doing the one, normally a double page. You can mark it at home, it'll come back in, we'll go through it, we'll discuss any problem areas, and then we'll set something else for the following week. It's quite a busy one, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get that into this week. I mean, I think as a school we've said end of next week, but we're going to try and be on it in Year 4, and we'll try and get it out, the blue books, if you remember, and that'll have your logins for timetables, Rockstars on it, and it'll have the spelling list, and it'll have everything in there, and it should be an email out with a lot more details. But that's that. Good. So a few sort of like tips as well about just anyone needs any ideas for how to get your children to read at home. Reading for pleasure is important. So if you're reading a book, by all means let your children join in and read a few pages together, share it. You can read for a purpose, whether that's signs, on a trip, or recipes, which will also help out with maths, lists, any sort of instructions, guidebooks, anything you like, labels. Try and get that mix of books. Yes, your children are going to have a favourite, but every now and then just dip into something else. There's lots of sort of like free newspapers. First News is a nice little free newspaper that's quite child friendly. The Newsround website on the BBC is quite child friendly, so that gives them just that chance of non-fiction. Lots of children like their fiction, but non-fiction always comes up as well. Fact Files is always good. There's the local library, which I think is getting a bit of a revamp in Wokingham at the moment as well. And they have loads of stuff over the holidays as well. So if by day 2 of the school holidays you've had enough, go to the library, because there's stuff going on there. And the other thing as well, most books end up going to the big screen and making a film out of them. So if they've really enjoyed the film, go back to the original book and see where the film went wrong, or see where they changed it. That's how I got into Harry Potter. So there we go. I think we're doing the same for maths, aren't we? There we go.
Suggestions for helping at home with maths. So practicing the times tables, that's our TT Rockstars, but you don't have to just use that. There are other methods. And in the pack that's coming home, there are some websites and suggestions for that as well. So try and use maths for purpose too, so they can see the practical reasons for learning maths in school. There are examples there of cooking, telling the time, which please start on that sooner rather than later, because then you can come back to it, and that will give them much longer to practice. I think last year we only kind of really mentioned it a few weeks before we started learning about time in class, and it really didn't give the children time enough to really get to grips with it. So money, allow them to maybe count the money in your purse, or maybe hand over some notes in the shop and calculate the change. You can give them shopping receipts and get them to add up some amounts, anything like that shows the purpose. Weighing is always a nice one too. Obviously cooking, yeah, or with jugs as well, capacity.
Yeah.
Maths games, don't forget those maths games. You can play them on a wet Sunday, perhaps. Get those board games out. They all help build children's confidence with maths. Yeah,
they're all there. Yep, lovely. So as with year 3, and you know, that's the big thing from juniors compared to infants, from Key Stage 2 compared to Key Stage 1. It's that building and then that ever increasing level of independence and responsibility. So getting dressed quickly, that's helpful now because we don't have to get changed at school for PE and things like that. But laces are a big thing. So I was never really good at laces, so I've got some slip-on shoes, and I'm in my 40s and I don't mind that. But obviously, if you've got a child with laces and they can't do them, then have a bit of a practice at home, or just get slip-ons like me, or Velcro, and that's absolutely fine. So yeah, things like that. But fortunately now we get changed at home, that's not too bad. But just making sure that they've got their books in their bags, that they've got their homework books. If they've done some reading at home, put them back in their bag, ready for us. Mrs. Tinson said, in case we do some reading at school, we do a bit of one-to-one stuff, taking that responsibility for their belongings. So now, again, as Mrs. Tinson said, they've all got their own pack. So, you know, it's up to them to make sure they don't lose their glue stick or their scissors or what have you, knowing that PE's on a Tuesday and Wednesday, so they're ready and can get ready in their PE kit, knowing that we have our sort of guided reading day on a Tuesday. Obviously, if a child finishes a book, we'll get them to change it in the morning, but they sort of get to explore the library on a Tuesday. And so, you know, making sure they've got their books, lunch boxes, water bottles, snack boxes, just making sure they've got those responsibilities, and they're not just leaving them on the benches at the end of playtime or at the end of the day. And just, you know, showing that independence in class, speaking clearly, listening carefully. You know, everyone's got the right to education, but they've got the responsibility to be educated. And it's just sort of, you know, building that up in them, and dare I say it, getting them ready for secondary school, even though there's a few years to go yet. But it's all steps in the right direction.
Okay, so we do need to set our expectations in school so we can get the best out of the children. But along with that, we have rewards as well, and of course consequences. So we've got our list of golden rules in school, like do and be kind, do be helpful, looking after equipment, and how we expect the children to behave. And we have our non-negotiables, which are based on the work, the standard of work, and you will see this inside the front cover of the homework book.
Yeah.
So those are in their English books and their learning journey, writing the date, writing the learning objective, underlining, using a ruler, those kinds of things to keep their work neat. And so they've got work that they can be proud of. They will get house points for good work, effort. Anything we can give a child a house point for, they will be getting one. And we've also got caught doing the right thing slips, which they normally go to some whole school reward, but I'm not quite sure what we've decided.
It was always like a cup of cocoa or something with the head teacher, but obviously we couldn't do that last year with Bubbles.
It was pizza, wasn't it?
Yeah,
they got
something or other
out of a drawer for pizza, but I'm sure the school will,
it'll be something.
We'll think of something.
The school council
really
know
good.
that sort it out.
Oh yeah, the school council, yes. We have red and yellow cards in the classroom, so if children are caught doing the right thing, behaving well, they'll get a yellow card. And if they're not behaving appropriately and following the expectations and the rules, they can get a red card. And if they get 2 red cards, it's been a long time since I've applied this.
I can't remember the last time I
2
got
red
that card.
cards.
Yeah.
They will be asked to complete a timeout reflection sheet where they will need to sit down and think about their behaviour and what they might do better the next time. But we always like to focus on the positive.
Absolutely.
Children always respond better to positives. So hopefully that won't happen too much.
So, dates for the diary. A letter's going to come out pretty soon, probably through email. It might have even come out. It comes out in email, and if we give it out, we know when it's gone out. But a lot of everything's email these days. So, it's 28th of September, as it says there. So that was 3 weeks yesterday. We're planning on going to Reading Museum. This will be a lovely trip. We've got a bespoke presentation all about Roman history, tying in with our Iron Warrior, and it links it to all the local history of the of our area as well. So it's not just what the Romans did, but it's what the Romans specifically did in this area. And with all the building developments that are going on around, they've sort of found loads of Roman codes and coins and artifacts when they're digging up the houses. So, well, at least that's what the builders are saying. So that for the delays in the building, says the speaker of a new build. Year 4 play. It's on a Monday and a Wednesday. I believe the infants' performance is the Tuesday and the Thursday of that week as well. So we've sort of staggered it to with our community in mind. So that's there, and parents' evening again staggered Monday the 18th of October and Wednesday the 20th of October, and again an email and a sign-up sheet will go out nearer the time. All of these dates should be available, but it's just sort of flagging them up as we go and giving you as much notice as we can. Sometimes we do, you know, we always try and give you as much notice as we can, but if we can plan something and we get it in, you know, we do our best is what I'm trying to say.
Information, what else have we got? If you need information, you can go to the office. It doesn't always need to come to the class teacher. They can inform you about lunches or trips or uniforms, or any letters that you need to hand in should go to the office. Things like who's picking up after school. We need that information from you. Otherwise, we can't allow your child to go with somebody else unless we've been informed. The medication, that's something that needs to be done at the office, and you can collect forms there. There we go. Email the office regarding alternative pickups. I have heard so they do prefer an email, and maybe pieces of paper go missing. I'm not sure.
It's more because if we're not here, so on a Tuesday we're not here in the afternoon, so if the office have got it, then Mr. Fisher knows that little Timmy's going home with whoever today. So if the office have got that central record, it's just always for the best. So yeah, we'll only give out children to the parents that we sort of got permission to, as always, and it's a safety first thing.
Safety.
So yeah.
So rather than going to the office, you can save yourself a bit of time by having a look online on the school website, and you can pick up a lot of information there. It's normally very up to date, policies, diary dates, anything about the curriculum, and the newsletters there as well. Oh yes, pit stop. So these are coming back into fashion. You are allowed
to do them.
to have a pit stop with the teacher after school. We call it a pit stop because Mr. Usher will close the gates at a certain point, and they're quite high. Anything more? Book an appointment through the office. Yes, you know, drop in and see us, and email us. But anything else, anything major, make an appointment at the office. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a.
And that's it. Yeah.
We love to hear anything you want to say or ask. So go to the pit stop first.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick check in if it's something can't find a book, or is this right or something. Absolutely fine. But yeah, if it's something long. And we'd much rather
hear it sooner than later.
Yeah,
the first
absolutely.
time you think about it, just ask.
Right.
Don't allow things to go for weeks before you mention it, please.
Right, I shall stop sharing so you get our lovely faces back at some point, probably. Okay, that's kind of it. So if you've got any questions and you're feeling brave and want to come on the camera or the mic, go for it. Otherwise, catch us later. Questions going once.
They can type them in.
That's that as well.
There's a typey thing somewhere. I can't see it on ours.
That's on chat now. It's up here. I've got there they go. Questions going twice.
You can type in your question if you like.
I'm going to be. Oh, never get there. We go. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Yep, lovely.
Oh, that's kind.
Any problems, just come and see us. As always, yeah, we're here to help you. It's all about that communication. Any issues, please come and see us. Don't let anything build up. If someone's come home and you're not sure of something, they might have come home yesterday going, crikey, we had these really hard spellings yesterday. And they did, because we had to cover a range starting from the letter H up until the word like ophthalmic or something. And it was just a range to see where they came on that range. But we did let the children know
we
that
did tell them they would
they're not expected fighting to get
hard,
number
yes.
65, and Mr.
Yeah.
Fox got number 65
Did
right.
you,
So
Mr.
I left the H
Well
out. It's a silent H, not
yeah,
found
I
it.
couldn't pronounce one or two
Yeah.
of them.
But that's it, and because every day's a learning day.
Mm.
So there we go. Excellent. Please contact us if you need to. Otherwise, that's it. Enjoy your evenings, enjoy your days, and we'll see you at some point, even if it's waving across a playground tomorrow. Right, I'm going to end it. You're all going to get kicked out. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.